Okay, always having a blast with Enderal, picking up where we left off in this cave. I left myself with a tricky encounter, so I might die a few times here before I figure it out. This guy. Gotta remember to up my shit. Almost dead. Got him. Okay. Not too bad. Don't have adept lockpicking yet. Whoa. Walked directly into that. It's probably safe for me to carry with me. That looks like Arcane Fever, so I can do that, but I want to play it safe here. Can't do that one either. Hey Bucky, how you doing? That's pretty cool. Hose skeleton there. Backpack of an adventure, gate key. Always take spare parts. This is just another way to get in here, I think. I want to go back and deposit my stuff here soon. Let's see what all's out here first. It would have been cool to find that cave from this side, because this looks pretty hidden and out of the way. Good. Yeah, it looks great. Oh, shit. This game definitely does a much better job than Skyrim, I think, of having area design that really stands out. Part of it's like literally what assets they're using. So even Skyrim, you can be like, okay, well, I can tell the difference between like a snowy area and a not snowy area, but I think the level design is more It's more restrictive, which is a good thing. Carrying too much to run. Okay, hold on. Let's go switch tab. Transport some of this stuff and see if there's a save out here. Benedict, Timothy Kittleton Cumbercat, what are you doing? Huh? Why are you being a bad kitty? Some people's cats, man. I'll tell you. I think the nearest Ender Tower is actually kind of far from where I am right now. Ender Chest. I got a marker for this cave? No. Alright, well, I'll explore what I can, I guess. Ben, what are you doing? He just had his lunch. I don't know why he's being such a bad kitty. Blue quartz. Try to focus on low weight stuff, shall we? Scrap metal of an ancient nation. Weighs way too much. Hey, Rorak, how you doing? Here's some bullshit. Hey guys, what's up? Nice. Yeah, they subdivide the map into WoW zones with different color schemes, right? I think Skyrim tries to, like, have this feeling of there being no seams in between the areas, but it kind of robs all of the areas of their identity as a result. Dagger of the Righteous Path. That's worth a lot. It's worth a lot of money. Okay. Chase wheels. I gotta play Morrowind and Oblivion on stream at some point. It definitely sounds like Morrowind to Oblivion is a step down, and then Oblivion to Skyrim is another step down, where basically what's happening is through their attempt to modernize things and streamline things, they lose a lot of what's cool about those games. Still getting that XP.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Ow, dick. I haven't played Oblivion, but I had a friend who was super into it, so I remember seeing them playing it. I just remember the characters, even at the time, just didn't look great, in my opinion. Okay, let's see here. They're worth a lot, but they weigh so much. Mm-hmm. Skyrim looks pretty good, I guess. It just makes me feel nothing. Shit. Kill her in time, let's see. It could be fun. Wasting shots on shielding mages is pretty brutal. Probably not something I can abide if it happens. Probably need to throw Divine Shield up again. Yeah. Let's see. Strategies. Oh, it doesn't. Physical only. Can kind of help because of the lingering ground effect, if I recall correctly. Ugh. Okay, maybe I need to come up with a different strategy. I really struggle with mages right now. The mage shield is like basically perfect. Oh, okay. Try this with mouse and keyboard for a second. Maybe I can't once I've committed a controller. Never mind. I might have. Oh man, I think trying to use my controller for using my keyboard for a second was a mistake. Happened to my favorites list. My shit's all like fucked up now. Hold on. It's help for dealing with those guys. Any idea why this list is wrong all of a sudden? Only says horse flute. Don't know what changed. I don't think it was anything after I saved. Oh, here we go. Now we're back. Okay. It's left and right. Not on the D-pad, but on the stick that triggers that. Okay. Let me look at my spell situation. Arctic wind. Okay, I can try it. Still have to activate that there. Okay. At least I have a new thing to try. Too powerful to be frozen. Bummer. I might have other solutions here. Could try doing like the mystical battle axe and stuff, right? I only get one ad at a time. Okay. Yeah, maybe I should just leave and not try to fight these guys right now until I level up some more. I have other options. I guess I have potions and stuff that I could try to use, but problem is just even being able to do damage in the first place is a challenge. Yeah, I think I'm gonna turn around. Princess Delmaric's grave. Too soon you departed my life. Rest here and wait for me. I will follow you. You are not a friend. Whoa, that's cool. Try to do this without losing all my mana right at the beginning. They're on the highest difficulty, learn that Skyrim difficulties work by applying damage dealt taken multipliers to every NPC in the game, including your own summons followers. Your summons are insane because they're functionally playing on normal mode while you're on hard. That's funny. Leather skin of the tracker. Lockpicking's easier. Turn a helmet. Righteous path stuff. Sort of righteous fire wrath. It's pretty sweet. Like to rob graves. That's pretty cool, walking into this tomb and there being just a single named NPC just aggroes you immediately. Don't get much more context than that. Maybe there's a quest that connects to this place. Hi again, Bucky. Make Phantasmalism good by just playing on hard. Well. Didn't kill me. Did find a bed in here that I'm gonna try to use. Like it to not be nighttime outside anyway. Okay. Still would like to go deposit stuff. I like that even though I killed a few enemies in there, it's still like XP. What's Iron Path difficulty? Is that like save restrictions as well? Hospital. That was like hiding, that's gross. Damn, Mr. Puss Beetle, you almost ruined my day, jeez. Oh, just what they decided to call the hardest difficulty? I don't think I want to go rest again. I know I can also eat food, but... Oh, I see. Try Frostwind on this guy instead. yeah. Good enemy placement, I think. The enemy placement in general in this game, I think, is pretty good. Okay, so I've been here before. It's the quarry. I think the tower with the ender chest is across the way from here. Yeah, I want the Myrad Tower. Probably gonna head back to Ark and buy some rhetoric books. Hello. It's tempting because this isn't that far from the dungeon to go back and try to get all the loot that I left behind. Okay, so sort by weight. Accidentally deposit stuff. Oh, God, I'm doing it again. Done this so many times. It's fine. All right. This is like an exponentially better inventory screen than the one in vanilla Skyrim, and it still sucks. May have helped. Probably getting nickel and dimed on things that aren't very heavy but are kind of heavy. Should check for those. Yeah. My main problem with Skyrim's core system is that I'll make my lockpicks out of there. I don't need anything. That and that. Honestly, probably just carry everything that's weightless. The main thing that bothers me about Skyrim is just there's so much incidental like flavor crap lying around everywhere, most of which you're not intended to pick up. Which is fine, but I wish you just bolt it down then. It's not worth the one player who likes to roleplay by stacking plates and cheese wheels in their house. This game at least does a much better job of conveying whether there's special loot. There's rules in this game, it seems like. It's like, oh, I got into the final room of a dungeon. Probably a at least one good item on a table in here.
Where are you head? Do you? That's good. But I'm afraid we can't live off air and love. So I suggest you come back once you have some.
Didn't I just take all my pennies out, or did I
It's with you.
everything back in again? Hold on. God damn it. It's fine. It's fine. 300 potions of 10% fire resistance that weighs 0.5, yeah. Oh man, I couldn't see if I could scroll it from the top, but should have done that instead. Okay. Yeah, give it 0 weight value. That would be fine. I would be fine with that too.
Sure. Where to?
Arc, please. Thank you. I do like the limited fast travel in this.
Greetings. Madame.
Just like in one of the districts, basically. Sure can't. Oh yeah, this makes a lot of really cool changes to Skyrim. Totally different leveling system, which is substantially more satisfying. In my opinion, way better level design. Okay, so it was where the bounty board was, which was the marketplace. Tailor shop in the market district. It's like southwest of the Ender chest.
Walk blessed.
Alright. Got Captain Plum's bounty. Pretty good XP for that. Sixhoof is hiding in the Dark Valley. It's evil and cunning Vader. Alright. Can do that next. Tailor shop. Near the bounty board. It's in a corner.
Sorry. I know. I can't sing.
It's the bank.
Bananas, the freshest fruits right from the farmer's coast and Doonville.
Bananas, the freshest fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. Hello?
All your heart could ever desire. Take a look.
Rhetoric. Okay, so I currently have... Let me review.
May his light guide you.
My rhetoric is 34, and I need 16 points.
Come back if you find the time. All your heart could ever desire.
Yeah.
Take a look.
You do encumbrance, you have to do abstract things. Or you have to abstract things a bit instead of going a hammer, warhammer, which is 500 times more than a ring. I only has 8 of these in stock, so I may as well just buy all of them, which is most of my pennies, but that's okay. Right, and then... let's pump those numbers up. Very good.
May his light guide you.
What's my current... It counts as crafting, right? So I only have 1 crafting point left, so I'm gonna have to get some more level ups to finish getting to 50. So I'm gonna wait to get to 50 before I buy too many more skill books, because I want to try to get my enchanting up. Might substantially improve my setup here. Okay, so if we go to quests here, kill Sixhoof. Where is this? That is a trek, but we like treks, so let's try to get out of here and find that. I guess once this game wins the vote, I have to decide, like, what the... do I try to push the main story? Oh, really? I think I can... I've broadly been able to tolerate shit as long as it's not... as long as it's literally not a mage with a shield blocking my attacks. Like, I can usually just whittle them down. That means the area they're in is probably endgame level. Yeah, Tetris inventory is fine. I think anything, this would be a way to state it, anything that doesn't weigh a substantial amount should weigh nothing. You're going to have a weight system in the first place.
Madame?
Any item in this game that weighs 1 or 2 should weigh 0.
Yes?
I think functionally the problem with inventory limits is they seem like a legacy video game thing. It's like we do it because that's how games have always done it. Not because there's actually any kind of technology need for it or a deliberate design objective that's being filled by it. Imposing king crab. 50 XP for each of those crabs. Pretty good deal. Right, yeah. Everything is a downstream negative curse of all of these games being developed on the back of Dungeons and Dragons, which itself is developed by what's the joke? You understand that Gary Gygax was a race essentialist insurance actuary, then the current state of game design makes way more sense. I do think that there are many, many, many features of game design that are just, they're here because of institutional momentum and not because they're justified or because anyone even likes them, really. Yeah, Bethesda's style inventory management is comparable to making your character have to use the bathroom in terms of what it adds to the game. Exactly, like that's a good example too, because like, maybe you could make a game where like your character has to use the bathroom, and that's like the core mechanic that you're building around. Some kind of survival game or something, but every dev just kind of intuits like that would be stupid to model in our game. Let's not do that. That would be dumb. We don't need to do that. For some reason, inventory limits and encumbrance. Everyone feels like, yeah, it's a good thing we should include, even though it's pretty stupid. And I think the funny, like the really funny thing is that I guess the reason to do it is like to gesture toward realism. But the amount of stuff I'm carrying is still comical, right? Like, take a look at it here in a second. Do I go ham just picking shit up again now that I have all this space, or is this recreating the problem that I've been in? Probably recreating the problem that I've been in. Like, who's walking around with, you know, 7 mushrooms, 5 pieces of bread, 6 apples, 2 bottles of wine, 30 potions, right? It's absurd. Yeah, Dark Souls figured it out after Demon Souls, exactly. It's like, what you equip matters. We understood that there was something at least thematically interesting in equip weight. So it's what you're choosing to do, and you have a benefit and a drawback. But other than that, you have infinite inventory space, and everything else doesn't matter. Yeah. It's very infrequently interesting decisions, I think. The fact that at any given point I could just stop and crawl my way to storage is painful. Vanilla Skyrim was the only game that I did a mod for, and I really regret it. But I removed encumbrance because it was annoying. Wolf boys. This guy's gonna kill me. Yeah. Works in Blades in the Dark because there's less than 10 decisions per game. It would be good if it was more decision-based. Lost one's doing out here. You jerk. First of all, how dare you? Command you to stop. I do like them making healing less trivial in this. Where the fuck did he go? Did he like fall onto the floor somewhere? Hey, Ice Claw, the best item of all time. Fucking hell yeah. This feels so good to find. If they wanted to make like several different variants of that and put them all over the game world, I would be elated, to be honest. Could build a game around like literally all of your stat increases come from finding little ice claw like items placed in really interesting authored positions all throughout the game. You don't get any other kind of character advancement except from that, but each one raises a different stat. Maybe you do some like theming where you're like, okay, things that raise strength tend to come from, you know, areas that have certain kinds of enemies in them or certain kinds of environment. I think there's a way to do it that would be cool. There's a lot smart in Enderal, but to me, like that's gold. Justifies the open world game. The design thing where vendor money caps the highest value single item you can sell to an NPC. NPCs with more money have higher mercantile skill, which affects the price they buy things at, but it's still a dumb system. Oh yeah, I see what you mean about the vendor. Just go rest for 24 hours. At least this game makes it a little bit harder to rest. You can't like rest standing in place, right? You always have to go to a bed, which normally costs money unless if you're in a dungeon and happen to find a bed lying around. Yeah, 2 tabletop to work. Ow, dick. Okay. Secret mud crab merchant. It's funny. Oh, it's kind of a cool little. I really love the way the way this game points your attention to dungeons like this. There's almost always enemies with ranged attacks who are guarding them, so that as you investigate where they just came from, you tend to find things like that. It's really, really cool. There's a lot to like about this game, but the level design is very, very good. Definitely all confirms to me that the problem is not the Skyrim engine or something. It was decisions made with the Skyrim engine that I didn't like. Probably still want this up. Right. Yeah, they kind of have the institutional hubris thing of like we can't do any wrong. Did what's the game? There's Space Skyrim. I know everyone thought it was bad. Did it was it financially successful though? Starfield? Yeah. Oh, that's kind of cool with the Minotaur heads on pikes. Protection for magic rank 2. Might actually want that. Resist 15% of magic damage. Now it's actually kind of mild. 180 seconds is a long time. Wow, that's still a lot for a game that like nobody was excited about. Yeah, I need these to like give me the weight divided by the so what it would be show me the value divided by the weight, or the weight divided by the value, and then color it based on its relative score compared to the average of the items in my inventory. That's what I would want, because that's what I have to do in my head every time. Oh, you can tell it was a quest item because of the weird weight. In the artifact Old Dullish. Oh shit. So for them it was a failure. I see. I want to destroy anything I'm wearing, right? I'd be very interested to see if Skyrim 6 or Skyrim 6, wow, Elder Scrolls 6 like tries to respond to the negative feedback about Starfield and tries to do something different or special. Probably not. This is a very, very frustrating company. Play Skyrim with Dark Souls combat. Elden Ring, and it's super good. Is that another Frostclaw? No, it's Blue Butterfly. Bastard. I was under the impression that Starfield, the problem with it was just too much like Skyrim, that it was just like they just made another Bethesda game again. It was almost like the Final Fantasy XIV 1.0 problem, that it's like they just have this huge institutional hubris. Felt invincible, did not feel like they had to respond at all to like the direction the rest of the games industry had moved in. So everyone's like, this game would have been cool like 15 years ago, but now it's definitely not. Oh, that's annoying. Procedural content, gross. Yeah, maybe that's a good way to put one of my problems with Skyrim is that Skyrim feels like it's a procedurally generated game that's completely authored, and that's like so gross to me, because like seeing the authored content is a big part of what draws me to video games in the first place. It's like, oh, a person put this here. They wanted me to see it, right? They laid it out in such a way that my attention would be drawn to it. There's occasionally rooms that are like decorated in a cute way where you can see the spark of the divine a little bit better, but hey, level 19. 5 learning points, 4 crafting points, and 1 memory point. All right. I've been going all mana. I'm sure is never going to fail me. Ignoring the runaway success of Witcher 3, Breath of the Wild, Elden Ring. Yeah, Witcher 3 is an open world game that feels like it earns its position in a very unique way from any other game I've played. I think it's just that there's just so much high quality authored content in that game world. Hey, Ice Claw. Let us go. Nothing feels procedural in that game, and apparently that was only possible by abusing their workers. Having a world-class team that they didn't have to pay because of where they were. Picks. Fine steel boots. At this point, I wonder to what extent Bethesda games are successful because of, like, are they also doing a credibility mining operation, right? It feels like Silicon Valley in general is doing that they're out of ideas, they're out of new things that they can bring to the table, but they've built up enormous goodwill with the community because we all grew up seeing major technological advances every 2 years for our, basically for like 30 years almost. So we just trust them to know what the fuck they're doing. And that is a resource that they feel like they can tap until it runs out. Feels like Bethesda's been on a similar trajectory for a while, where it's just like, yeah, we made these great games, so we're going to keep making, people are going to keep buying our games just based on our reputation. And it's like, well, eventually your reputation's going to shit the bed, right? Like, it's not going to last forever. Where am I? Okay, so I have a bit of a hike, but I want to check this place out. Apothecary satchel. That's cool. Outer Worlds is Obsidian, right? Obsidian also did Fallout New Vegas, which is like Fallout 3 but good. I'm excited to play New Vegas. It is on the voting spreadsheet, and people have been slowly plugging away at it. Heard really good things about it. Possible to get up there. Played New Vegas. It's the same guy in charge of Pillars of Eternity, you can tell. I don't think I was supposed to get up here. It's fine. It's a nice touch. I think there's actually a indoor area here. Oh, okay, thanks. Sure I wasn't missing something. It's actually the way I have to go, okay. Oh, didn't change my active quest on me, did it? No. I think for the most part it does let you do that. But it might be like a meet an NPC here kind of a situation, right? For the most part, the quests in this game are like an NPC can give you breadcrumbs to it, or you can just stumble on it and then do something there. Fleshless Lost One. Oh god. Any fucking lost ones are out here. You guys not, though? And Morrowind's the one where it says, like, you know, the thread of fate has been severed or whatever, persist in this doomed world or restart. Doing all right there, sir? I do generally dislike the idea of there being in an unwinnable game state and not necessarily knowing it. I can understand why we've moved away from that, but I guess if the game is giving you a pretty obvious warning, it's not so bad. Sweet. I see. I'm gonna keep picking these up for now. Jewelry box, expert. Okay, so let me add this as on my list of expert locks. So I'm close to being able to do that. Okay. Oh, is that how it works? I guess I was under the impression that it's structured like every other RPG like that, that killing a vital NPC just means that now there's nothing to do in the game because the main quest is locked out. I thought there's always at least one interesting thing in these little ruins. Okay. Might actually want to peek over this way and kill some crabs for precious XP. That's really cool. Breath of the Wild is one of the good ones in my opinion. I'm starting to see some contrarian pushback where a lot of people are like, Breath of the Wild is a terrible game. It fucking sucks. I'll be like, some people will be like, oh, it's, you know, it's fine, but it's not a Zelda game, or I don't particularly enjoy it, or whatever. It's like, okay, that's at least reasonable. It sucks. Hello, fucking hell yeah. I found a dopamine claw. Thought I saw more crabs out this way, maybe I didn't. That's completely fine, I think. I do kind of just want them to make 2D Zeldas forever. Obviously, they can turn them out pretty fast. But I think Nintendo doesn't want to, like I was saying during the Echoes of Wisdom playthrough, that they feel like they've tapped out the design space. They feel very uninterested in just making another game and in something where the design space has been tapped out. And I respect that, to be honest. Ow, asshole. Yeah, we're getting a lot of, like, Zelda likes from indie devs, so if they're done, I get it, I guess. I would play endless sequels to Grimrock, but it sounds like they're done with Grimrock for the same reason, that they feel like they've done everything there is to do. Really enjoyed that Banjo-Kazooie Jiggies of Time. Banjo-Kazooie is structured like Ocarina of Time. Played that on stream, had a great time with it. Favorite Zelda game is an Ocarina of Time mod. Yeah, pretty much. Power of reused assets. Adept, probably. Oh no, just not locked at all. Block more with your shield. Show the path to the current goal. Transforms the ore of a dull vein into pennies? Huh. It's kind of interesting. So it's... A dull vein is one that I've already tapped out, or a dull vein is like a low quality ore? Do that just to not carry it around with me, you know? Cool little Vader camp here. Oh, what's the deal with the frozen waterfall this way? I know, right? Oh, is it literally just a distance rendering thing? I think that might be what it is. Oh, it's fine. Yeah, I think we kind of had a golden era where games looked good enough and they were inexpensive enough that you could make a major entry in a very short turnaround. As much as I like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom and Elden Ring, I don't want to just have to wait 10 years for a new game. all the time, right? The idea of asset flips wasn't common enough when Majora's Mask came out. I'm sure you can find some Game Informer article where somebody pointed out, oh, this is all kind of familiar. Like, there were definitely like NES sequels that would just use, you know, the same sprites and models of the previous games. That's kind of what Mega Man did. I'd rather them go back to the release schedule that they had with Dark Souls 1 and 2, where you're just getting a new one every like year and a half. That was fucking awesome. I really hope they're having that conversation internally and not succumbing to the we have to be constantly raising the stakes until the end of time. PS2 GTA trilogy came out in a span of 4 years, one of the biggest commercial successes of its time. Yeah, and then now GTA 6 is what, a 10-year development cycle, and it cost $1 billion. I think even if GTA 6, maybe especially if GTA 6 is a critically acclaimed greatest game ever made, it's still failing the community. It's still failing players. Like, that's fucking ridiculous. Rosscliffe Tavern, Borix Farm. Burnt out building down here. That's all about. Thank God for indie games, at least, I guess. Imagine if video games were like film, where it's just like so fucking expensive to go about trying to make a movie and doing a good job of it. You need an insane amount of funding. Like, you definitely do for some kinds of games, obviously. Like, indie games aren't necessarily cheap, but wipe away your debt. Oh, that's fucked up. Dark. Yeah. I wonder if this is just like an issue with being a small creator, that when you're successful, you're necessarily going to take longer and longer and longer to put out the next thing. Because I saw this discussion about video essays, specifically comparing like the issue with leftist video essays versus like alt-right reactionary bullshit, where if you're a chud, you can put out a video every day complaining about woke people and you don't have to research any of it or, you know, make it good. But basically every successful leftist video essayist started out putting out, you know, a video every month or so. And now once they get a Patreon, they get to the point where they're putting out a video every year and a half. And it's like a super well-researched, you know, 4-hour video that's amazing and like totally worth the time they spent on it. But how do you compete with that kind of output when you're not willing to put out stuff that's just okay? Everything has to be fucking phenomenal, you know? So I assume there's something similar happening with stuff like Silk Song, where Hollow Knight is kind of this perfect game. You have to follow it up. There's not really a space for well-researched right-wing video essays because they don't exist. Because there's nothing to research. Am I stuck? We're okay. Way to get out and around here. I don't think I'm actually supposed to be in here. I'm guessing this area is kind of out of bounds. I'm sort of not supposed to be here. See if I can find a way out. Delta Rune is Toby Fox trying to make Undertale 5 times. Completely understandable. Yeah. Well, yeah. And there's also the related problem of this has always been an issue in music, right? Like if a band breaks out, when they break out, they've necessarily been like grinding for sometimes a decade or longer and like putting together their best possible material. So they break out and everybody loves them, and then they're like, okay, like what's next? It's like I can't put music out as that fast. Are you kidding? It's not gonna be as high quality as the first one, at least. Starling spiders. Alright, this might be the 4-star difficulty thing you were talking about. These guys were kind of nasty. Yeah, Stardew. This Haunted Chocolatier has been announced forever, but Concerned Ape can't stop fiddling with Stardew. Yeah, exactly. This name. There's just nothing to say. You have some mana potions. Oh, hello. Okay, yeah, so I can see the area scaling. It's causing me problems here. May not leave the room. That's neat to have those guys like waiting in ambush in that room. Again, that's good enemy placement. What the fuck? Where did you come from, sir? Okay. Saw an arrow on the side of the building and I was like, what? He was able to leave that room, okay. George R. R. Martin spends, 30 years writing the perfect fantasy novel trilogy, and then kind of releases them back to back because he already had it all charted out. Now he has to write in real time. Like, good fucking luck. Teleport scroll, interesting. Gotcha. I like pushing my luck. I like that there are higher level areas. Kind of cool. I think it's main plus extras. I don't remember. There's a lot of side content in this game. Mostly just been playing it the way I think you're supposed to play Skyrim, which is just dicking around and getting distracted and going on little candy loops all the time. But Skyrim never made me feel like that was worth doing. I was just like, what's the main story? I'm just gonna go do that. Okay. More assholes. Yeah, it's a whole story. Full conversion. Ow. Dude, fuck, stuck on a rock or something? Yeah, that's cool. I really like the dungeon content in this. I think it's like incredibly solid. Get some extra damage out of... I'm not really sure how this Frostwind works. I feel like I can do more damage with it if they happen to stand in the middle of the thing on the ground. Oh yeah, this is the most rewarding exploration I've seen. Sometimes I just get like extra damage because they like stand in the goop or something. Feels like. For Morrowind. I'm excited to play it. I have a feeling I'm really gonna like Morrowind from what I've heard about it. Let's see. Rusty bread. Maybe I haven't really understood the food system in this game. So like when you're satiated, you recover health at a fixed rate. Is how that works? I don't always mind the start of games being rough. I actually really enjoyed in East 1 that there's that part at the beginning of the game where you do like no fucking damage and everything kills you in one hit and everything you kill gives you 1 experience point and you have to like squeeze out enough XP to get to level 2 and then at level 2 then the game actually becomes reasonable. I don't know, that shit's my bag. Final Fantasy 2 is structured like that as well. Yeah. Really makes it feel like if you can get past that hurdle that it gets really good. I don't know, that's like that is a feature rather than a bug for me with my brain chemistry, especially if I know that that's the way it's structured. Oh, that's really cool. The benefit of this is I can cast it a million times compared to Fireball. Still need a mage solution, though. Yeah, I don't really care about that. That's fine. Hey, nice six gun. Did you get the Elgato 4K60? I'll come back here. Yeah, it's good. I had good experiences with it. If you end up having any like audio crackling issues with it, let me know. I can send you the earlier driver that fixes that problem. Where'd the mage go? What looks like a stamina bar is actually a fatigue bar. It gives you massive accuracy penalties if it's not full. It's not obvious that this is happening. Using run drains the bar. Crystal jellyfish. Its physique and use in alchemy. Well, it's still worth money, right? Yeah, books tend to be really high value, which is cool. And makes sense. Morrowind's the one where you have to train literally everything, right? I do want an indie dev to try to make Final Fantasy II, but good. I think it's maybe possible. See this. Blessing of Life. Oh, Divine Shield rank 3. I don't know if I'm permitted to cast that, though. Just pick up, just cast all of these just to get the little marker. Let's see. Doesn't give me any arcane fever, does it? Okay, that's actually pretty helpful. I think it lasts a reasonable amount of time. Yeah. Okay. Boon heals you but worsens your arcane fever. Still allowed to cast that. I imagine. They last a long time and you can set them up pretty early, right? cast for longer. Already at 0, okay. Wasn't sure. Didn't bring my pickaxe with me. Don't think I have that spell that lets me convert it, though. Hold on. Thought I picked one up. Let me see. Saldron's Touch. I like that. You get to do it once, basically. Okay, and does that replace? That's instead of mining it, it just gives you money. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Let me make a note about that here. Favorite that guy. Have a spell, Saldron's Touch. Turns mineral veins directly into 0 weight money. Fucking rats. Completionist for this is like 100 hours. Oh, hello. Ooh, got one of those orbs. We like orbs. I'm a big fan of orbs. Fuck you, sir. The advantage of this is I can shoot it through walls. I think lost ones are resistant to cold though, right? Yowzers. Would love to get the level 2 version of Frostwind. That would make me very happy. Something's shooting at me. Love those. They're not as fun as Frost Claws, but you can't attack through walls, idiot. All right. Whoa. That's pretty cool. What happened to the guys I killed? I was hoping to loot them. Because my level's higher now. Surprised there's nothing down here. That's why I couldn't find their corpses. They're worth a lot, but don't weigh very much. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of two minds. If I had a mild critique about this game's structure, I kind of wish that there was a finite amount of skill books in the game. They could still make it so there's substantially more than are necessary to get to level 100. But I kind of like it being really special if you find a skill book. I guess it's still special because it saves you a lot of money, and the main thing you dump money on is that, right? I have a way to get back up. I guess I think about it more, maybe I take that back, because it is really expensive to get skill books, and that's basically what all your money has to go to. So finding one still feels special because it's saving you so much money. I don't know how to get out of here. There's supposed to be an exit down there, maybe. Something will open the gate underwater. Okay. Yeah, it feels weird that they would have a dead end like that. Try looking it up here in a second. I have a teleport scroll to get out of here if I need it. It'd be very strange for that to just be there and there not be a way to get out of here, so. Maybe it's a matter of like, it's open if these levers are pulled or something. Waited. I had to get a longer one. Thanks, I didn't see that. Hi there. Sabat Darkhand. Cool name, Mr. Darkhand. Hey, asshole. Only I may do that. Things were going okay for a second there. Ouch. Okay, something like that can work, though. Get the fire elemental dealt with here. I can try to fight Mr. Darkhand. Gerald Darkhand. Okay. Ouch. Time he does that fireball, it's kind of like it's too late once it goes off. Like you much better when you were standing in that corner where I could abuse your AI. Dick. You blow through mana potions so fast. I'm gonna get to a point where I basically have infinite mana, but I'm not there yet. Arcane Fever. Come on, Mr. Darkhand, are you dead yet? He is. Ooh, Claws of the Fallen. Not that exciting. Not that exciting. Health mana and damage your summoned creatures. Staff of Massive Fireballs. Yeah, he can cast through walls too, but he doesn't think he can, exactly. Keeper Bow of Arcane Wrath. Makes sense. Might be able to save it. I'm really surprised. It seems like the Mage Shield is like 100% reduced magic damage while they have it up. I don't think I have that spell yet myself. Stack of coffins here, that's cool. I don't think they should have used the word rancid to mean the weakest tier of potion. Should have said like weak or something. Ugh, I'm so close. Isn't there a way for me to like temporarily bypass a lock, but I need to have like a scroll for it or something? Right, because I have... Oh, I said I was so close, but I was completely wrong. I'm not so close at all. Okay. Well, let me at least mark down that it's another expert chest. This is in Monastery, Westguard. Okay. Come on, there you go. Actually, you know, I should go level up really quick because I haven't done that in a while. So that's magic, then meditation. Okay. I always have to look at this every single time. I don't think I've left robust notes on what I want to be doing here. We're going to want to do more of that, but I need to get my enchanting to be super cheap, which it's not at the moment. And I can go deeper over here. Defective armor spells. Enchantments are more effective. Until light spells. Capacity enemy for a short period of time absorbs mana and stamina in batches. That's actually kind of cool. Especially effective against mages. It can only be used on enemies who are at most 8 levels above you. Hmm. Draining mana sounds good. The problem, it's a little bit janky the way the shouts work, because like I have to activate my shout that basically I need to have on all the time, and then I need to switch to this to use it. I currently do have a problem with mages, so... Healing spells, restore stamina, Reduce the mana cost of mental and light spells. The adept level. The enemy spell hits a spell ward from you, but I don't have spell wards yet. It breaks after a while. If it breaks, can they just recast it? Paralysis on that might be good. Those are rune spells, which aren't amazing. Those are expert tier, which I don't have yet. Stagger, if dual casted, does sound good. I see. Don't really want enemies to flee, but if I'm killing them with frost most of the time, that's probably okay. Did I already invest in fire somewhere? Oh my gosh, thank you, Rorak. That's very cool of you. Really, really appreciate it. I can get you set up with your slot later. Thanks so much. Let's try this. It's completely unhelpful. There's stuff further in that tree. There's things I can take that help with like lock picking, if I recall. So the only way to get adept locks is via, you can't get enough points to do it. You have to get that talent, essentially. Oh, so this is brutal. If I want to pick those locks, I really need to like invest a lot of points just going straight up this tree. Oh, you get points or the talent. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, Rorak, I assume you're looking to add Morrowind? Might be some things that I want to put more points into here. Not impressed with Arctic Wind. So I have to take this to get to the next thing. There is still good stuff up here. Yeah, I like that dual cast thing. Let me just go for that. It's cool. Okay, no worries. It might take me a little bit to add the slot. It's a little bit less of a hassle now that I have Firebot, but still takes me a while to add everything. Dimension Rift. Beans, thank you again. Shit. Spectral buddy there? I think we end up wanting to, we want to favorite this. And we want to favorite Dimension Rift. And then we hit up. Then we switch to Dimension Rift. We have to hit with it, okay. Do that next time. It has a pretty substantial cooldown, it looks like. Like I'm losing my mind. Why do I sometimes have them on this list and sometimes don't? Some of it's custom, some of it's using an unrelated mod, I believe. Ow, fuck. Does say they resisted. Ectoplasm. Yeah, as interesting as Fireball is, I feel like it's really MP or mana inefficient at the moment. I can probably get enchanted gear that mostly solves my mana problem, but I'm not there yet. Sadly, that's not a good enough bed for me to rest on. Whoa. Nice. Grounding rank 4. I haven't put any points in electricity, but try it and see how it goes. I guess there's different use cases for all the different kinds of magic. Lightning drains mana, is that right? Ice drains stamina, and fire is just damage. It's worth money, though. Got so many copies of the crystal jellyfish to sell to that guy. It's gonna be great. Similar expensiveness problem. Oh, there's a talent to make lightning spells drain some of the mana to me? And everything has mana, even stuff that doesn't really use it, right? Oh, someone needs to have 0. Okay. How does the Oblivion mod they did hold up compared to this, do you think? Hoping that dual cast and stagger thing is going to be helpful. Dark Valley. Oblivion mod's very similar. Let's see. Not too far from where I'm going here. Road, I have to take the long way around, I think. There's a tall mountain in my way. Okay, so I could try going east and then north. Very nice, 6-gun. Is this your first time with a PCIe capture card? Have you done USB in the past? The reduced hassle is super worth it in my opinion. Yeah, that's good. USB is often really laggy. It tends to compete on the bus. Something I've definitely noticed as a streamer that it probably isn't noticeable in most normal applications. USB bandwidth is a very noticeable thing. It doesn't really matter if most of what you have plugged into, like, you know, a mouse and a keyboard and a gaming controller or something. Yeah, it's really funny how you can just, like, completely trivially bypass most, like, piracy protection with a capture card. It doesn't cost you very much money, so it's like it literally only hurts legitimate users trying to take a screenshot of a TV show they're watching on Hulu or whatever the fuck. God. I organized an effort. Our HOA had to raise a bunch of money for repairs, and it was a big financial hardship for people. So I organized a fundraising effort to help pay for it for the people who had hardships. And I sent out an email saying, hey guys, here's the deal, you know, here's where you can donate money to chip in to help your neighbors, blah, 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 blah. And like half the homeowners are like really old boomers who just assume that I work for the HOA, and they're sending me all these questions about where they're allowed to park. Yeah, I sent an email, therefore I must be an authority figure. It also implies I didn't read the email that I sent. Where I'm like, hey guys, I'm the tech support person. You know, I was doing this to help out our neighbors, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, you must be able to answer all my questions. Like, no, why do you think that? Okay, back. I remembered. Almost fucked it up, but then I remembered at the last second. Maybe hold on to the massive fireballs for a boss. I'm probably not going to remember to switch to it. I'll just deposit it. I think that's one of the things that I find most irksome about boomers in particular is just kind of the... It's like, how would I describe it? It's a lack of curiosity about what a person's duties ought to be. Right? It's like going up to, I don't know, the person at the gate at an airport because there's been a maintenance delay and like screaming at them and demanding that they fix the... It's like, what do you think this person's job is? What do you think their power level is? Like, why do you think that this is going to be productive? And I think a lot of times they don't think it's going to be productive. They're just, you know, being shitty because they're mad. But it's a very common thing I encounter, and it's like... I'll admit I probably have gone up to people at their places of work before not knowing what they were responsible for and asked them questions that they had no possible way of answering, but I at least like spend some emotional energy on asking myself, can this person answer the question I'm asking? Is it reasonable for me to even bring this to them? I think maybe it was just if there was a little bit more maybe humility is the right word when they do it. If they were just like, hey, I don't know who to talk to about this. Maybe you can point me in the right direction. Just say something that suggests that you know that I don't know this and can't help you with this. You know what I mean? So frustrating. HOAs are a goddamn disaster. The thing that's been driving me nuts about it right now is, well, there's a lot of things. One of them, though, is that whoever's currently on the board of the HOA, that's just going to be like random homeowners, right, who run for the position. If you ask to change something that sucks, every HOA will tell you, the board will just say, oh, well, you know, to change that, that's going to require us to change the bylaws, and the bylaws require a 75% vote of the homeowners, and sometimes we can't even get 30% of the homeowners to vote. So it's basically impossible, right? So it's like they've built these systems that are like impossible to change. They are like designed to calcify whatever the status quo was 30 years ago when the HOA was formed. They institute a massive amount of friction just to attempt to get things done. Right? That's like by design, right? But it's such like an easy hand wave for a problem. Oh yeah. You're with your parents. They ask a random employee impossible questions, and you're like, "What are you doing?" Yeah. I love my dad. I have a good relationship with my dad, but man, he can be just completely unempathetic to like waiters and waitresses sometimes. Just like, come on, man. This person didn't personally make your food. Something goes wrong, there's any number of things that could account for it. This isn't like a personal slight against you. It's fine. Chill. Like you'll have a happier life if you just chill. Four stars, who cares? It's fine. Ooh, Ring of Deceit. Yeah, that's not very helpful for me, but that's cool anyway. Let's head back. I guess it's nice that that was so close to a fast travel point. See if there's anything I want to explore over here. And I kind of like just having the bounties point me to new places to check out. Why didn't you load more of the chicken pasta? This person cannot answer your question. Like, why would you think that? I think the 6-hoof. The guy with the same number of hoofs as every other instance of him. Yeah.
Walk blessed, friend. Sure, where to?
Arc, please. Thank you. Yeah, all you can do is just kind of look at the person and just try to like mouth "I'm sorry" to them or convey with your eyes the pain. My current HOA problem that's driving me nuts is that like it's full of these fucking like hyper libertarian Grover Norquist pledge to never raise taxes or raise revenue under any circumstances ever people. And, you know, those people are annoying in the actual government, but when push comes to shove, you know, we fund the government. But if you have these idiots running a very small government institute, well, government-esque institution like an HOA, suddenly they get to live out their wildest dreams and actually stop revenue from being raised ever. So we haven't raised HOA dues in 10 fucking years. And surprise, if you fuck around, you find out, like, we have a lot of repairs we have to do. We have to fix everybody's roofs. And they're just, every meeting, they just go on and fucking on about how, oh, we need to find a way to cut these expenses. We need to find a way to save money. Like, and it's like, no, you guys, we didn't raise dues for 10 years. That's the problem. Someone else is like, it sounds like you're trying to build a reserve, you know, for an emergency, and it sounds like you're taking money out of our pocket to do that. It sounds like you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. And it's like, the robbing Peter to pay Paul happened, and it happened when all of you voted to not raise dues for 10 years, you fucking dipshits. Like, your past selves robbed your present selves, and now you have to fucking deal with it. It makes me so mad. They're also completely confident. Let's see what we got next. Nice. That's a good chunk of XP. Gargantua. Elemental summoning, people of Fire Spark. Okay. Nice. Spend that memory point right away. And now Jimmy is coming to pay our legs unless we pay up. Yeah, exactly, Six Gun. I keep like weighing in and being like, guys, like, you all talk about the deficit in the HOA as though it's like it like sprang fully formed into existence like today. Like you were just walking along and you looked down and said, oh shit, our HOA is only 5% funded. That's bad. It's supposed to be like 70% funded. What the fuck? It was just like an accident, like a demon cursed you or something. And it's like, no, it's that way because of a reason. God. I don't want more of those. Absorb a part of the opponent's mana. If I switch to shock, that's probably good. Maybe I take that first since mana is my big problem right now. I really don't care about them dying instantly. It's kind of nice, but live without it. I can late game pivot to that, I guess. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they don't comprehend that. They don't comprehend that they go to sell their home, and during the selling process, you know, they say, the other person is like, okay, how funded is your HOA? And they're like 5%. And they're like, well, fuck. Well, I'm going to pay you like substantially less then, because when there's big repairs, I'm going to have to pay a big assessment to afford it, right? It's just like, why are you all like this? Okay, I think there's a free bed in town. Fast travel to the barracks. Go up steps. Go straight into the military barracks, up one flight of stairs, and there's a free bed nearby. Yeah, and that's part of what's like making me want to scream, because I think these are the barracks here. Yeah. Like our reserve needs to be 70% funded, and it's 5% funded. So in order to actually get it to where it needs to be, they would need to like charge everybody. They would need to like tell everyone, hey, pay us $20,000 in January. And it's like, nobody can afford that. That's not reasonable. So they're giving a much more reasonable assessment of about like $5,000 a person, which is still absurd. Like, if there are any poor people in our community, they're fucked by a $5,000 assessment, which is why I was doing the mutual aid thing to help them out. But it's like they've already really substantially decreased the amount that they need to fundraise just so people will shut the fuck up, and they won't. They refuse to shut the fuck up. It's like, oh, it's so frustrating. Yeah, to the point about like needing a 75% vote to do anything. If you wanted to dissolve the HOA, you also need a 75% vote to do that. Because they keep coming back to the point, well, it's impossible to get 75% of people to vote. A bunch of our homeowners are, you know, Chinese landlords who don't respond to emails and never vote or do anything with the community. So it's like, yeah, of course you have this organism that is like institutionally designed to be impossible to dissolve. Sort of. The house Andrea bought is a condo, so we like share a wall with somebody else, which means that to some extent we have to share costs like repairs for roofs. There are definitely communities where you have an HOA that is only enforcing bullshit like what color you can paint your mailbox or whatever. Oh, still not. Might need to sleep slightly longer, or maybe I can try to find something else to do while I wait, since people are already out here. Let me sell some of the books, maybe. Yeah.
Of course, Sherry.
It's a combination of both that's going on. Okay, so he won't buy books. I think there's somebody in Canal area that buys books. Noble's Quarter, maybe? You check. They don't pay the fee, they get a lien on their house, and a bunch of other bad things happen, so they have to pay it. It's cool, I got everybody covered. Been getting okay money from the video essay, so I basically just fronted the money to pay all our neighbors who were in trouble, rather than make them sit and watch a GoFundMe bar to see if their like shit was gonna get paid or not at Christmas time. The shop might not be open either, so this might be folly to even try to do. This isn't the one I'm looking for, but I'm just going to see if they'll buy some of the crap I have on me.
Now look at that. A new face. How can Gaborga Boff serve you today? A Pyrean dagger, mayhaps? No? How about an ancient claymore for the steps of Ereziel?
I just want to dump some books on you, bud.
Wait. Say that again.
What exactly are you selling
By
here?
the name of the sun, you're Neremaze, aren't you? And even better, you're from Ostian. Oh, by the now deceased seven gods, what brings you here?
Voice acting super quiet. There's nothing I can really do about it because it's just the mix in the game. Sorry.
Before you ask, I fled, just as you probably did. Even though the artist inside of me loves the chaos, the family man.
Oh, that's cool.
doesn't.
Turn
At
character.
least not enough that he would risk the life of his family. And well, now here I am. By the face of time, what a dull place this is. The people here, this endless rambling about the path and Malthus. I would have never thought the Order could actually succeed in keeping the truth about the Lightborn's death from the people so long. But in a place like this, that problem pretty much solves itself, it seems. The people here are so obstinate. I was surprised.
Yeah, I can give you
to
your
find out they do not still
Tier
care
3
to
modifier
accept
right now,
me.
Rorak. I'll do that. You. Oh, what you've got? Okay. On the volume of the Butcher of Art. Could you tell me something about these books? Oh, that's kind of cool.
The forbidden book? Don't hold it against me, but I'd rather keep quiet about that. Maybe ask that librarian.
Yeah, you might want to
first.
whisper peek for reasons people wanted to make sure that you weren't able to detect your bid by your public SP check. So your displayed SP when you type in public chat includes your bid, but if you whisper peek, it'll split it out separately.
Oh, my fair lady. If I were to tell you this, what reason would you have for my services? Secret of the trade. Certainly. Just take your time.
We'll buy books, okay. Some books. I have to watch how much money he has. No reason to sell stuff that's not worth anything, I guess. No reason to hold on to books for anything, right? Like if I've already read the recipe, then I'm good to go, I guess. I have some recipes I need to read still. Oh, it'll warn me. Okay, thank you.
Fairly, of course.
So I should probably just have some of these. As much as I want to level up my thing, there's so many of these around the world. I don't know. Oh, he sells rhetoric books too. Okay. Okay, I can turn those into jewelry, but I made a note that it doesn't really sell for more than just the raw sell value, so I don't need to worry about that. I think I might have enough levels now to be able to... Sorry, I can use my words here. Thought I just bought some rhetoric books. Am I crazy? Didn't sell some, did I? In a different tab that I'm missing? You got to 25 and use scrolls for expert and master. Yeah. That makes sense. It seems like it's a pretty big expense to do otherwise. Oh. Here it is, crafting book rhetoric. I guess I was looking for R and not C. Right, 1, 2, 3. Then I need 5 more points, and I do have the crafting points to afford it. Okay. So, could get 5 points in lockpicking, but it doesn't really matter until I get to 25.
Safe travel of cars.
There are very few master locks, sure. Buy some of these then, I think that's reasonable. Costs a learning point for sneak, but I have 70 learning points. But sneak is... currently unimpressed with sneak. This is a totally separate world. They've got all their own lore and a couple different games set in it. It's pretty neat.
Between darkness.
Yeah, this one takes place in Enderal.
Hear my words, O path-abiding people of this holy city. A miracle has happened. A miracle that must have been.
I think they had limited ability to rename the spells. Is that what it was? Some of them are renamed. Might be consumable for those scrolls. Doesn't say.
All for the work all your heart could ever desire. Take a look.
Thank you. He hasn't restocked yet, fuck. Takes them some in-game days to restock is how that works. We just haven't passed a whole day since last I bought out his stock. I think there was someone else in the nobles' quarters who sold skill books that I wanted.
In the shackles of rust, presented.
Yes?
I understand your turmoil, madame. But still, right now, the Order cannot.
Waste a keeper to search for a pathless heretic? That's it, isn't it?
This is not what I said.
But what you thought. You know what? You should
Don't mind me.
all of you. When I was young, being a keeper meant something. But I suppose those times are over.
Anything else I can help you with, madame?
See you, Rorok. Have a good night. Tag you when your slot's set up. Might be a little early next week, but I'll see if I can fit it in tomorrow morning. It's all fine. I think you just get XP from that, instead of leveling alchemy specifically.
What is it? Oh, whether there's something troubling me? Let me think. Yes. For example, that the Holy Order, since that Aranthiel is holding the reins again, cares more about digging up Pyrean ruins than taking care of the people of this country. Ugh. Forgive me. I shouldn't have said that. It's just... never mind. Is there something you need? I need to get back to the shop.
Maybe I can help you.
No. I appreciate your offer, but it would be too dangerous. This would have been a mission for a keeper, but they are too busy polishing their armors. Oh my. Well, fine. Who am I to reject a helping hand? I am missing someone, and I'm not speaking figuratively. My son, my only son. It's complicated. Have you ever heard of the Brotherhood of Kor?
I haven't. I can keep saying, show me what you're selling, I don't care.
In the city for long. The Brotherhood of Kor were pathless ones. Heretics, as the Order would call them. They demented the divinity of the Lightborn, and instead prayed to some barbaric deity called Kor. Initially, they were ridiculed, but thanks to their leader and his talent to poison lost souls with his ideology, more and more our people, especially Sublimes, converted to his cult. And, well, among them was also my son, Rukas. I don't know where I failed as a mother, I really don't. 4 times a week I took him to the chapel to pray when he was a boy, and I always kept him away from dangerous influences. Girls, boys, you know what I mean. But apparently that wasn't enough. He was one of the first to convert and take those ridiculous vows, even though he wasn't even 20 winters old back then. I suppose there's only so much you can do as a parent.
Took vows? What kind of vows?
A vow of silence, and please do not ask me what for. It has something to do with the followers of Kor believing language somehow poisons the mind. Some pathless rubbish. Yes, because the Order, Malthus be praised, banished them from the city. The Kor didn't bother too much, but apparently one of their seers has had some kind of vision only shortly before that happened. She saw an island in the Red Sea near Doonville. So, this is where they went. They built a small settlement there about 5 winters ago, and Rukas went with them. No, nothing. But even so, I wanted to know he was all right, so I paid a myriad warden to, once each moon, fly over the island to see if everything is in order, so to speak. And, well, this is essentially what's troubling me. For 3 weeks, the island has been deserted. No sign of life anywhere. Thank you. That means a lot to me. If you could find Rukas, I would be happy to reward your efforts. You see, I just want to know if he's all right. Pathlessness aside, he is still my son. Anyway, best you talk to the Myriad Warden in the South Quarter. He can take you somewhere close to the island. I will be in my shop.
Okay, go back to that. Stay on that for Gargantua.
Yes? Have you been to the island?
No, I just want to buy her shit.
What? Oh, yes, certainly.
Teleport to Arc Scroll. It's actually pretty cheap. I'm tempted to just get 8 of those. Yeah, let me put that in my notes that I have that now. Now have... It's comparable to the cost to pay a guy. Fly you there. Buy more from Alchemist in Noble's Quarter. Use lockpicking scrolls on Expert plus locks. Buy more in Noble's Quarter. Alchemy. I guess I just did a bunch of alchemy, so it would be silly to do that now.
face, so yes, hooray! My wares it is you want to see. I promise you, they'll bring you glee.
Yeah. Very much bring me glee. So I think we want, let's see. Might want more elementalism as well. Let me review my stats really quick. So I've got 7 crafting points, 5 of which have to go into rhetoric. Oh, lockpicking is under crafting? I think I misunderstood that earlier. Could do elementalism. I need adept for that. I was going to do enchanting, but I'm going to wait to do more enchanting until I can really get the prices down here. Give me a second.
So many strange faces. Well, isn't it nice?
Hear my words, O path-abiding people of this holy city.
Can I help you?
She's not going to have more stock on those yet, so I feel like I can just try to rest for like 24 hours if it lets me. Barracks. We'll make sure that the shop's open. Hopefully.
Hear my words, O path-abiding people of this holy city. Many of you may have heard it already. There's war in Kira.
Huh? Can I help you?
Renar Shalom, fair lady. Are you looking for fresh food?
Yeah, that makes sense. Whereas, like, enchanting is kind of busted.
Walk, bless all your heart could ever desire. Take a look.
There he goes. Okay. 5, right? He's throwing me off that this is in the consumables section.
May his light
And we think that it might be kind of blood from a stone to keep plugging points into rhetoric above 50, that's a pretty solid discount. Now I can go buy more books. Probably ask this in every episode and I never remember the answer. I'll try to write it down. I'm trying to get better now. If I ask a question in a game that I have a long gap between sessions and I get an answer, I try to actually just add it to my future Marstead text file. My question is, does getting a single point in elementalism affect my elementalism damage and mana drain, or does it only qualify me for casting certain spells?
My wares it is you want to see, I promise you they'll bring you glee.
Spell tome. Okay, so stuff goes up to rank 3 now, so I could get Frostwind rank 2 at least. It's probably worth having. Which did I need again? Default elementalism is 37, so I need 13.
My wares it is you want to see.
Okay, reducing mana cost is substantial enough to be worth it, though, so I could do that. Oh, that's all I need. Okay, sweet. I mean, it's all my money, but... Okay. Anything else I want to crank up here? Use as learning points. Maybe light magic and mentalism at some point. It's less important. Start trying to buy expert books. I guess I'm broke now, so it doesn't really matter, unless if I try to spend some time selling stuff. Oh, I see. In vanilla, the talents that reduce costs of spells were tied to having an amount of points corresponding to the tier. So they changed that to just have points. Right. Yeah, because it was all balanced around having those in the first place. That makes sense.
Madame?
Walk blessed.
Well, there comes a point.
Where are we going? Whoa, way the fuck out of Dodge. Okay. Do I want to take a Myrad there?
You just have to live with it. Yes?
I think I want to, like, at least go back to where I was a second ago. Otherwise I'm just going to be walking over the same territory en route. The gimmick with psionics is that the damaging spells do scale off skill level? Oh.
Madame?
It's kind of interesting.
Yes?
Walk blessed, my lady. Where do you need to go? Huh. So old God's hand did find someone after all. I'm glad she did. Yes, I can take you to this island, but be careful, will you? The last time I went there, I think I saw bone rippers from the distance.
Interesting. Do this one. Search for hints. New way into the community hall. Definitely some bad shit happened here. Used to come to life? Guess not. Take 15 XP for that? Sure, why not? The big boy. Love a big chunk of cheese. Can you not start attacking me as I load in, you guys? What the fuck? Rude. Block more with your shield. Don't care. Didn't actually want that broom. Hopefully it wasn't too heavy. Okay, so it's 1 of 7 things to look for. Brotherhood robes. Five revelations of core. Demiurge, like in Gnosticism, Yahweh. I see. Language and spoken word is the mightiest tool of the Demiurge. Gotcha. They're just using Demiurge to mean evil god. Is leather working like an actual full-blown skill? Really seems like enchanting is like the one real crafting skill and everything else is kind of pointless. Weird bust. That's cool. Okay, which would be like smithing and everything else that creates items. Second letter of the core. No traces of violence. Very strange. This is a pretty cool quest. It's pretty memorable. I like that you have to like fly to get here. Trying to see, do I remember anything from Skyrim? I remember climbing the mountain to talk to the Whitebeards or whatever, the guys who teach you how to shout. I think that's basically it. It has like the big exciting opening with the dragon. I don't know. I think I'm just a Skyrim hater. I just have to accept that like I just don't like that game, and it's maybe for some reasons that I can articulate, but mostly for reasons I can't. When he massacred the chickens, it was a human. Fires a key. Cannot be picked. Okay, quest only. Don't mind that, actually. I think letting you lockpick your way through every objective kind of sucks. Bone shredder. Guys look like little T-Rex boys, I guess. Dead dove.jpg. Don't hate the Skyrim. This game is better in every possible way. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Talking about this during Jack 2, which is a game that I found deeply frustrating. I think anytime a game is like trying to like coast on the developer's reputation or coast on how superficially impressive it is, really irks me, and I end up like responding to it in a way that's unwarrantedly negative. Like it's probably fine most of the time. But goddamn, does that just make my eye twitch? I know Nintendo is not a perfect developer and they are fucked up about a lot of things, but I really feel like when they have an idea, even if their idea is really impressive, they do something with it. They don't just like rest on the laurels of this idea is superficially cool. I don't want it to be nighttime because I hate not being able to see. I guess I have mage light, but the buffs are so powerful, but it's also such like a pain in the ass to remember to cast them. That's a Skyrim problem, not a this game problem, but did I finish switching to Frostwind Rank 2? I have to use the thing. It's interesting. Spell books are considered books, but skill books aren't, because they're consumables. Because the original game had a formal mechanic for one, but not the other. Classic WoW buffs that you just have to press every half hour and spend 5 minutes after every raid wipe resetting. Yeah, it's... Find the lockets of the two dead sisters. Sisters aren't looking too hot, I gotta say. Enemy's too powerful, okay. I feel like sometimes enemies just die despite seeming like they have substantially more health left, and it's not because I have the talent that kills them. Maybe it's like a crit. Dana's locket. God, now I have to find the other corpse. Okay, excellent. Let's get me in the community hall, but now I have to find still some more clues. Do you happen to remember if any of the clues are in the outside of the building or the outside of the town, or are they all inside rooms up here? Banane. Yeah, no worries. I think that's why Red Dead Redemption 2 really irks me, because it feels like the game is like really impressive, but it also feels like it's not doing anything with what's impressive about it. It feels like it's constantly screaming at you, hey, you should be enjoying this just because of how expensive it is, right? I guess Skyrim kind of gives me that vibe too. But like Breath of the Wild, you walk outside and it shows you the big can use my words here. The key for that. It shows you the big vista and it's very impressive, and you're like, wow, that's crazy. I can't believe that's actually how much game there is. But then there's actually like game everywhere. It's great. So the unpickable locks are unlocked by quest flags rather than keys. I see. Okay, so I need 2 more. Red Dead Redemption 2 is rightfully mocked for modeling horse testicle shrinkage based on temperature. That's everything wrong with impressive AAA games, yeah. Well, there's definitely a fucking audience for it, and those people like make me want to scream. I think I talked about it on stream recently. Like, there are these guys who are really mad because the FF7 Remake 2 part lets you go swimming as Cloud, and they're like, after you go swimming as Cloud, when you jump out of the water, Cloud is bone dry. It's 2023. This is completely unacceptable. And it's like, why do you play video games? Like, what? In what universe is that important to you? I don't understand it at all. Like, it's alien to me. Because a lot of those folks also have this very annoying attitude that's like, because one game has done something before, it's like there's like a public repository of game features that you can just go get. Because one developer spent a ton of time on shrinking horse testicles, it's like, okay, from now on, bare minimum expectation, every game should have shrinking horse testicles. And it's like, you realize that like that dev did that at the expense of something else they could have done, right? Like, and that doesn't like automatically go, holy shit, get transferred around the industry. Hopefully I got an autosave recently. You're dealing with rats before. I wasn't expecting that to be a problem. It's kind of a cool surprise to walk in that room. Just have there be a giant spider. I'll go take a nap real quick. Can the big ass spider use a door? Yeah. Rich people who buy high performance cars then never take them on the track. Cool to talk about, yeah. That's very, very frustrating. I don't like that I can take damage while I load in. Doesn't seem to be anything I could really do about that. Okay, I think I already have rings. Maybe I don't. Really don't like the way equipment works. Maybe I accidentally deposited some of them. I can only equip one ring at a time, right? Okay, given I've gotten 6 of these, I assume they're all in the houses. I guess I was complaining about boomers, like, not having the basic empathy to imagine what, like, an employee's responsibilities are and what they can do. I feel like it's the same kind of a problem with this particular class of gamer who doesn't... It's like, you don't need to understand how game development work, you don't need to understand how tech development work, but it's like use your imagination. Like, do you think that horse testicle shrinking technology is like in the public domain? Do you think there's like a GitHub repository or something where you can just like get that and just implement it for free regardless of your games? It's like when they were talking, they were all like losing their minds over NFTs. They'd be like, oh man, you know, you could get a sword in Fortnite and the sword would also work in Skyrim. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, that's not how anything works. Like, do you know how much work would have to go into to support that? It would have to have a different model in every game. It's like you start like trying to explain it, and you realize that even through trying to explain the problems, you're just not going to get through to them. Yeah, you need to understand how groups of humans cooperating work. That's a good way to summarize it. Just in general in society, right? Not even specific to video games. It might be beneficial. Yeah, even if it were effortless, it's still a dumb idea. Exactly. Yeah. I can't even jump to the this is a dumb idea thing because like suggesting it just betrays this deep misunderstanding of how anything works, and hearing it just fills me with this sense of dread that I will never be able to reach these people. They will never be reachable. And there were so many people, so many tech bros were saying, oh yeah, NFT, get a gun in one game and it shows up in every game. And it's like, what are you talking about? Like, how do you think that works? Walk me through the project plan for implementing that at 10 different companies with 10 different IPs and 10 different games and 10 different engines. That's cool. Hopefully I don't get immediately attacked by the giant spider again on my load in. Okay, good. Expensive goblets, that's cool. Probably just take everything on the table. Tableware is generally pretty expensive. Roasted goat meat. Okay. Oh. Spooked me, Mr. Rat. The same guys are currently like losing their mind over AI, and they're making very similar comments about how AI is gonna, by AI I mean LLMs, not like what we popularly discussed as AI 5+ years ago in the game design space. You think ChatGPT is gonna like revolutionize games, and it's like, yeah, it's gonna shitify them. Like, it's the equivalent of localizing a game using Google Translate. Stochastic plagiarism machines, exactly. It's one of those things I wish I could just like teleport that into people's brains, where it's like they're always a lot of their pitching comes from this like unflappable belief that the technology is going to get better and this is only the beginning, and like trying to explain that like the perfect version of technology, if the technology is a data set approximator, then the optimal future form of it is one that simply just reports back the data set perfectly, right? It's literally garbage in, garbage out. It can only report things that are inside the data set, except it's substantially more fucking expensive than just, you know, coding things conventionally. And like the NFT, you know, getting a sword in Fortnite and it working in Skyrim and Minecraft thing, it's just like, if somebody believes that, it's like, where do you even start? Try to get them on the right page about it. Should cook more rather than eating raw ingredients, since it does produce a small amount of XP. Okay, what else we got in here? A lot of them are doing a thing where they say, oh, well, you know, large language model content generation, generative AI is like, because it's called AI, it's necessarily in the evolution of, you know, an actual AGI. Like, they just like take that as a fact, as an assumption. It's like axiomatic to them. Of course, this is a step toward the real thing, and it's like, no, it's perpendicular to the thing you're talking about. Ooh, underground cave. Okay, let me see if there's stuff back here before I go in there. So many rats. Check scroll stacks more. They tend to have spell scrolls, which are at least worth a lot and don't weigh anything. Oh, this is spooky. Uh-oh. Doesn't seem good. Weird gem. I wonder if there's something you can do with education. I wonder if you can like have a required unit to like have a class work together to make a game or something. Doesn't have to be a good game, but just like experience a project. I guess there's a lot of stuff you're theoretically supposed to learn in school that people don't pick up on though, so maybe that's not solvable. It is one of those things where I think that like the empathy problem of, you know, do you think the flight attendant knows why the food was loaded in the way it was loaded onto the plane or not? I think just having worked a real job before is probably pretty helpful if you've like ever worked retail or fast food or something like that. Even if it was just for like a few months. There's a lot of people who just have never experienced it and have no idea. I'm gonna drown. Might have a water breathing scroll. That's kind of cool though. I like that. I do. How do I actually use it? Is it like a spell I have to cast or something? There's a potion that does it too. Gotcha. Oh, it's only 10 seconds, but... really hard to see underwater in this. Oh, I see. Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, this is a really like memorable, very cool section, I think. Kind of reminds me of that part in Sekiro. Oh, wow. That was fucking awesome, and I love that it like leads to this big vista here with the big statue. That's like really, really great. This game's level design is awesome. It's so much better than Skyrim. And I like that they make that water section like just long enough to be memorable. I feel like Skyrim's almost developed more like, oh, well, you run out of air, so we can't ever design anything where running out of air is a problem. It's like, well, why the fuck do you have water breathing potions then? Core sword. Oh, that sucks. Sorry you all died. Very nice of them to give you a teleport to Arc scroll in here too. I guess they needed to because there's no other way for you to get off the island, right? Since you had to fly here in the first place. Okay. Okay.
Huh? Can I help you?
Should try to sell most of the stuff that I just got.
Never wa-
Everything opens at like 9 a.m., I think.
Yeah. It's not as if I didn't tell them that already.
Alright, that was a big distraction, but that was fun. He's in the noble quarter, I think.
Midnight. Between cobblestone and exquisite.
Yes?
Between
Yes? Have you been to the island? A sunken shrine? So you are saying whatever power lived in that temple made Rukus and the others... Oh, my Marfus. It is all my fault. I failed. If I had been there for him more, if I would have prayed more often, he would have never lost his path. I just know it.
Sorry about that.
Here, take this key. It opens up a shelf in the bank. The things in there, they were meant for Rukus, for when he comes back. Now, please go. I need some space.
So I can just visit the bank in the market quarter and use that? Oh, it's a kind of cool way to do quest rewards. Like that.
Oh my, now I've seen this. My wares it is you want to see. I promise you, they'll bring you glee.
Probably still want to disenchant most of this stuff. Not going to use that ever. Might try that later. Okay, books. That's a cool idea. Flavorful. Totally just destroyed some of the stuff I was wearing, didn't I? Okay. It's fine. I wish equipment and tracking of equipment wasn't a fucking nightmare in these games, because it really is.
My wares it is you want to see. I promise you, they'll bring you glee.
How many points do I need? $42. I need 8.
I've seen this face. My wares it is you want to see. I promise you, they'll bring you glee.
I don't have the points to use all of these, but I'll use what I can. We do not have enough crafting points. We put and buy enchanting books in fire shop with rhyming shopkeeper in nobles quarters, and also enchant table there. Okay. So we need to get another ring to do the stuff that I removed, but I guess theoretically it's like I can break the item that I'm wearing, and then if I have a high enchanting level, when I go to enchant it, it'll have a better value anyway. So if I break down a ring that gives me 10% elementalist spell cost reduction, then I just enchant another ring with the same thing with a high enchanting stat, I'll get a total of more than 10%, maybe.
One day, I'm gonna be an adventurer.
It's kind of baffling.
I'm gonna explore the
Okay, so I need to do this. I hate doing this on stream, but I need to do some inventory management, and I have to like get rid of all the shit that's in my ender chest. So I'm gonna try to do that. I'm gonna try to sell as much as I can, deplete people's stocks, all that fun stuff.
Hear my words, O path-abiding people of this holy city. A miracle has happened. A miracle that...
Be better than what I currently have, since I think I just broke down the thing I currently had. Yeah. Okay. It's another tribunal piece. What are my current boots? Guess I should see what the bonus is here. So that's over here, active effects. Fortify mana region. Probably better than what I was wearing.
Madame?
Try to sell stuff that doesn't have a special effect on it, I guess, is the idea. Oh, but we need to save some things for enchanting, right? Like, was it Righteous Path? That's the highest tier version of an item, base tier. I guess it only matters if it's something that I actually want to, like, enchant later. Are broken soul gems just for selling? Might actually equip the Helm of the Righteous Path, so leave that alone. And hold on to my other rings, because I can enchant them later. See how much of this I can get away with selling here. Do you buy any of my stuff? You don't seem like you do.
Sure.
Nope.
Come back
Food
anytime.
only.
Fruits, vegetables, bread fresh from the oven.
Skyrim.
Hungry for arcane secrets? I have books, scrolls, potions, anything friends.
War on Nerum. War on Kile. Red Madness. What the fuck is wrong with this world?
Madame?
Uh-huh. No, I just put them out for you to look at.
Okay.
Tell me what you need, and be quick about it.
Oh, he's already almost out of money. Wow. Let's sell the high weight stuff.
They just sit on their asses and settle themselves.
It's like I could also just go to my bank and try to only withdraw stuff that's not going to make me walk super slow, but all the shops are like relatively close to where the ender chest is. I don't know what this guy sells over here. Looks like it might just be food.
Oh, hello. I haven't seen you around here before. Just take a look around and tell me if you see anything you like. Oh, a bit of this and that. Feel free to
It might be good, actually. Let's do weight first so I can maybe walk somewhere after this.
Walk blessed.
Exclamation point vote, and then the game code, and then the amount. Yeah.
between darkness and light. Advance the fleet! Always forward! Always forward!
Potatoes gone.
Forward for the glory and honor!
That should be it.
The spears at the ready, drive the sword.
Come on, lady. Please. Can you walk around the back?
Yes, yes, of course.
Restocked on teleports. She doesn't really want anything that I have. Okay. I think the one guy, the third shop, is like a pawn shop and he'll buy anything, but we'll see.
Madame?
Walk west.
Come on. I feel like the exact move speed slow they went with in Skyrim is like the worst of all possible worlds. Like,
I promise you, they'll bring you glee.
it's slow enough to be insanely annoying. Probably need to hold on to those to enchant them. Let me see about disenchanting some of this. Shop in the market area called something of the Golden Sickle. Okay. I did find a guy who bought a bunch of stuff for me. I'd almost rather they just make it so that when you're over encumbered, you're just literally frozen in place than this movement speed. Left of the house I can buy there. Okay. Morrowind just locks you in place. Yeah, it's one of those things where like it feels like it's an improvement, but
Fair lady. Oh, my fair lady. Of course.
okay. Just keep going by weight here. He at least has a decent amount of money, it looks like.
Take care.
Oh, that's kind of a cool idea.
Obulus, my dame, please. The Lord will
Let's go here.
Hear my words, O path-abiding people of this holy city.
You're not from here, are you?
So it's one of the buildings rather than one of the stalls if I wanted to sell the other thing you're talking about. Most of the stuff I'm carrying is not heavy. Alright. Now I should have enough money to be able to afford some more elementalism books. Since I'm probably not going to be making things much cheaper with rhetoric anytime soon.
Walk blessed.
Madame?
It's hard to decide what I want to sell.
Oh my, now I've seen this face, so yes, hooray! What can I do for you today? My wares it is you want to see. I promise you, they'll bring you glee.
Okay, elementalism expert. That is way more expensive. Love to get my mana cost down because it's really bad right now. Okay. Let's go do this quest now that I'm done doing inventory bullshit. I kind of wish rhetoric wasn't in the game. It's not a huge problem. I guess it's in the game because it was in Skyrim, right? Should also use my bank key. I'll try to leave a note to remember to do that if I forget on the way back from this.
My lady, where do you need to go? Sure, where to?
Fuck, I don't know. I think I wrote it down. Hopefully it doesn't charge me until I actually do it. It's Dark Valley.
Walk? Sure, where to?
Long hike here. That's nice. Oh. I guess I still had my teleport equipped. I'm glad I didn't finish casting it. Come on, man. Standard mana potion. Tomato soup, thanks. This must have been like an insane project to put together because they have a lot of voice actors, a lot of text, a lot of stuff that needs to be tested. They can't charge money for this, right? Just for the love of the game. That's crazy. Non-commercial product. Yeah, you consider the value of everyone's labor. I would totally believe that. Trying to get back to the camp I just slept at, but maybe that's not the right marker I should be looking for. Alright, let me keep looking for my bounty. Pretty far west along the road, okay. Oh, there's a dog on my ass, apparently. I hate that loading thing where, like, you can get attacked while you're loading in. I don't know if that was ever a problem in Skyrim. Maybe it was. Yeah. Oh, fuck. I didn't realize it was that close to me. Spooked me. hoping to be able to rest in a house over here, maybe. I know there's some lost ones in there. Oh, pff. I might just be dead here. Shit. Yeah, because there's like the enemy gets to act while I'm loading in, which is very odd, to be honest. Oh, that's so far back. Shit. I don't get multiple... Shit. Okay. Well... I kept thinking, I was like, well, I'll back up enough that saving will be safe, even if I have like a second where I can't react while I'm loading in. That was not enough. Let's see. Can you not, please? There are a bunch of wolves here. Probably already aggroed me? See them actually. I think I'm still missing. There was like a area I found that I looted before the previous autosave. Let me make a manual save here in case shit hits the fan. Not worth it. help a little bit. Or that's probably better if I'm in melee range of something. I'm guessing most enemies don't actually have mana, because I feel like I haven't benefited from the draining mana aspect of the point that I put in there. That was a mage, I think. Hello. Wonder, like, why would a player ever put points into stamina? That feels like a waste. I see, that makes sense. Silver Sword of Fire Wrath. I see. Is this our route? I think so. I love melee guys. Y'all are my favorite. Oh, now I'm full. Okay. Every human has some mana? Okay. Still is only an apprentice spell. I guess it's the level 4 version of an apprentice spell. Whereas Frostwind 2 is an adept spell. 29 points of frost damage, 31 points of shock damage, and half as much mana damage per second. Yeah, I don't know. Go ahead and pick up that, because I'm doing that all the time anyway. Oh, okay. That's kind of nice that you still get a benefit at the top. I'll take 10%. Do we have any idea at all how different sources of reduced mana costs stack? Probably not, right? Maybe someone studied it in Skyrim. I don't know if it's all additive or if that's like an additional multiplicative 10% reduction based on everything else at that point, you know? Sounds like a question I would ask. I'll write it down if you remember. Mana cost reduction from skill points is multiplicative. All other sources are additive. So you can get mana cost to 0. That's pretty cool. It's really hard to not get shot by these guys. Roasted rat. They shoot where you're going to be, or they shoot where you were at the moment the arrow is released. Because I've played too much Pathologic recently, which is guy throws dagger, move perpendicular, and you're fine. Maybe if I hold sprint, it'll help. I could try that next time. Well, shit. They shoot where you will be, given your current velocity, at the moment they release the arrow. Let me write that down. Archers predict your velocity at moment they release arrow, so like back up or zigzag, maybe. I keep not having my shouts on this list for some reason. A lot of mages. Nope. Okay, it's like if I go to open the menu immediately after casting it, it doesn't show up. That's what the problem is. It's really hard to aim that shout. Kind of wish most shouts were homing. Whoa. Fuck, did you reach me from all the way back there? Are you kidding me? What the fuck? dropped aggro. Let's go ahead and heal. Oh wow, that's really high quality. Let's not waste that then. I'm very underwhelmed by that Mana Steel Shout because it's like a very precise missile, which is hard to aim on controller. Sounded good. It sounded like it was gonna help with my problem. Get behind cover, it's probably the best way to... I can't see shit when I'm fighting mages either. I'm not getting the staggers, it said, unless if it only happens on enemies that are lower level, perhaps. Okay. Ventilor. Don't seem to be able to reach. Hey, thank you, Paranormal Echoes. Appreciate that. How have you been? First try.
You're super awesome. Thanks. Appreciate that.
That's cool. This looks like the Havel Tower in Dark Souls 1. It's probably going to be a good stopping point. Let's see. Hey, Babe Ross, how you doing? Okay, future Marstead, you are currently working on a bounty board mission. It's off in that direction. It's still a really long walk, so you've got some stuff to do. There's a bed here if you need to come back and rest really quick. Resting for 1 hour fills you to full health. I left a bunch of notes in the text file, so check those. You have teleport scrolls now that can take you straight back to Ark, so do that when you're done with quests, that sort of a thing. You also have scrolls for picking adept and expert locks, so do those until you can get a few more points in lock picking. Right now you are done with leveling rhetoric, so you need to level enchanting as much as possible so you can actually make some good gear. And I would also get lockpicking at 25 and maybe just stay at 25 and use the expert scrolls for anything after that. Okay, call it there.